Hello, I'm Jared, and this is Panic Attack Diary number 8. Uh, Quite a lot has happened since my last posting of these. This is March the 12th, and I am back on BuSpar. Um, my initial my initial dosage of it was a bit heavy, probably when I was on it 7 years ago. I was on a half dosage, I think, and I didn't see our regular GP. He was too busy, and so I saw a physician's assistant, and she kind of winged it. And so the start of the dosages was pretty reasonable, and I felt, yeah, I probably noticed the medication, but it didn't. It wasn't anything significant. And then uh, after that initial 3 day breaking in period, the dosage went to from 15 milligrams a day to 30. And in all likelihood, in the past, I was at 10 total. And so the 30 milligrams made me very fuzzy. Uh, so we are moving. The new job for my wife is a fantastic one. It's a big raise. It's less responsibility for her. I think that means more time for her here at the house, or well, there at that house. More time with us. More time for her to actually um, relax instead of working 80 hours a week, which is not unusual for her. Um, the new town took some getting used to for us to get used to the idea of the place, because it's a small town. It's very close to two larger towns. One of them is 50,000 and the other's 25 or so. Um, and so it's equidistant between the two of them, but the town itself is only 800. Um, so there was a little bit of the, oh no, we're moving to a tiny town thing. And we had to come to an understanding within ourselves about that. Um, we told we told all the people that we felt like we needed to tell here in town, and we told Grayson, our son, today about it, and he was uh, pretty comfortable with it. His thing was he wanted to keep the three close friends that he has here and just move with them, and then also that he would miss this house. But we had showed him pictures of the new parsonage, and he was able to uh, have a context for where we would be because we showed him the new church and the new town and where the new house is in relation to the new church and so forth, which was helpful for him. Um, and the BuSpar seems to be doing its job pretty well. I'm not having nausea. However, um, this is Saturday. Tomorrow is the day that we announce to the church at large. And I woke up this morning. Um, I I must have slept on my back wrong or something. Because what I had some tenderness right here. I noticed when I reached for my tablet to check the weather, and I set it here, and it was tender. And this happens to be the spot where the chest tube went in from my collapsed lung. And then I also had um, the twinge on my back, which is where I slept wrong. I'm lying on a heating pad right now. Um, and for the most part today, this is the evening, but throughout the day, I was okay with the fact that my back hurt and that my the site of my former collapsed lung um, twinged a little bit, ached slightly. And it occurs to me now, of course, that it just rained, and that might be part of the reason why it was discomfort. Is that the weather change made so that I had a little bit of discomfort there. Uh, but what I did was later on in the day, I got really scared about, and I still am a little bit really scared about the possibility that my lung collapsed again, and that I'll have to go in for a chest tube again, and all of that. Even though I could take a nice big deep breath, and there's discomfort, and there's no, well, aside from the tenderness in my chest, and that there's no shortness of breath, and I can put my hands on my chest and take a nice, and feel the top part of my lung fill, which is the part which, if it was collapsed, would be. So that's an actual panic attack as opposed to what I generally deal with, which are anxiety attacks, which I think I've been calling them the wrong thing this whole time, but ultimately they work out to the same thing, which is being nauseous, not being able to function. At the moment, though, this one is me worrying about probably the announcement tomorrow, which will go fine.
Because somebody needs to be with your cat for a little while.
So, just worrying. If the chest thing doesn't get better tomorrow, I might go in and have them listen to my chest and put my fears at ease. But at the moment, my thing is, oh no, it could have collapsed again, and then it'll be another chest tube, another stay in the hospital, and then the possibility of surgery to correct whatever it is that's going on. But that's unlikely because my lungs are filling, and it's that I slept on my back wrong, and that the weather changed, and it made my former incision site ache a little bit. All of it compounded, of course, by the knowledge that we're going to have to leave this town in 4 months, in 4 or 5 months. 100 and some days. And, that's a great adventure. And it's exciting, but it's also makes me scared. It's new, and as we have learned with my anxiety attacks, some of it is born by the fact that I probably have a touch of Asperger's, and transitions are a problem for me. And something new happens, and it doesn't really matter how it's packaged or how much warm-up time I have for it. It's still a transition, and on occasion I will react this way. So, this has been Panic Attack Diary number 8.